Hola mis amores, hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are returning, you already know what to do. You don't need to watch the entire intro. And today's video is for what fashion icon could be your potential mentor and what would they advise you if you got some coffee with them, like a little coffee session where you pick at their brain. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Velvet Cat, and my videos consist of knowledge and inspiration with tarot and art to provide you answers for any questions you might have in your unique journey, advice messages from the angels that are watching over us, motivation to follow your dreams, and all around empower you in love, career, health, mind, and soul. A tarot pick-a-card video is sort of a personalized experience because here you have 8 cards to pick from with unique messages from fashion icons and surprise crystals that I've assigned to each one. To pick intuitively for the most resonant message, I encourage you to take a moment to breathe in and breathe out. Then once you have decided, check out the pinned comment or description below to click on the option you picked and the video will fast forward itself to your reading. Since these are general readings divided into just a small group of options for all viewers, not everything in your message will resonate. Be discerning as to how you translate the messages to your life, but don't force a message to fit either. If nothing in the option you picked sounds like you might have not picked intuitively, and you can come back to pick a different one. If you're completely new to tarot, or perhaps you might have heard of it before, I'd first like to start by saying that it is not what you might expect. It is simply just one of the many tools that can provide confirmation, encouragement, and guidance in our unique life paths. Not all who claim to be light workers are on a conscious path of ascending humanity, but we must be responsible for what information we absorb in our own life choices amidst the possibilities presented to us. I believe divine awareness is meant to elevate us, but also not bypass painful truths. Grounded spirituality is key to living our most aligned reality. That is why I try my best to communicate kindly while remaining honest and easily understood. In addition to tarot cards, I also use oracle cards and channeling through writing, smoke, music, paint, and small items with the intention to connect with God, angels, a few ascended masters, and spirit guides of love. Hey there, group 1. So your crystal opalite is the crystal of peace, optimism, and healing. So it's actually a great stone for meditation. And your icon here is Richard Avedon, which he says here, quotes associated with him by the deck creator. If in doubt, add elephants. Dress for your cover girl moment and capture life on camera, but be sure to live it too. Really awesome. So I feel like this icon is connected with you if you are someone that is working in a field that requires a lot of media attention. I mean, we are doing this reading for fashion industry people, so it does require a lot of media attention. But specifically for you, the focus seems to be on photography. Like maybe you could be a photographer, or you get photos taken of you, or you're the one handling cameras, capturing things for your content, very hands-on. And that is why here the advice is to not only be behind the camera all the time, but slow down sometimes. Pay attention to your surroundings, be present. Perhaps you might even need to separate work and life, like schedule in when you'll be creating content, when you'll just be living life, not thinking of it as work, because I do notice that influencers, content creators, media type of entertainment and creative careers can absorb our entire lives, in which there's no longer a separation between reality and not, in which your entire life is the entertainment. Or you might even feel pressure to always be perfect, picture perfect. So let's see what type of advice Richard would give you if you had some tea or coffee or even some drinks with him. The cards that you got are Eight of Pentacles reversed and the Magician. Oh my goodness, this is clarifying what I'm saying. And actually, I also thought of this while I was shuffling. This makes sense why you would choose this crystal, since I was talking about meditation and peace. So you most definitely need some of that in your life. And that is shown here too with the Eight of Pentacles. See, this one, as you can see in the image, she is working hard, she is dedicated, and of course, every career, every passion requires a lot of work, but at the same time, here with being reversed and the Magician card, I feel like he would definitely advise you to work smart, not hard. To not just work for the sake of working, to not just fill a gap in your schedule, but to be smart about your choices and what you are adding into your schedule so that it is actually efficient, so that it is actually creating a return on your investment, not just more things to do in your time that take you away from family, that take you away from friends, or even from yourself. The Magician is someone that is very resourceful. They know how to use their tools, their network, know how to communicate. They know how to assemble their ideas, how to execute their ideas. So that is what he is calling you to focus on. Pay attention to the most important tasks that create the biggest returns. Pay attention to what you're already doing. What is just draining you, taking up your time, and what is actually leveling you up. And how can you also level up? Like, do you need to add some more networking into your plans? In fact, you might actually need to do some research on who you can contact that is aligned with your purpose and your career, your fashion career, since this is a general reading on all types of fashion related careers. So who can you contact to work with or to contribute your services in some way? Figure out who are the gatekeepers in your industry so that you can nurture a connection, and what names or brands, companies would add to your portfolio, your credibility and referrals that benefit you. And a couple other tips that I feel Richard would advise you are with how this says to dress for your cover girl moments. So dress the part, dress professional, or dressed authentically. What is authentic to you? That is unique to you, that stands out from others. And with If in Doubt Add Elephants, it's about checking in on your progress, not just continuing to pump out content, but to pay attention to your aesthetic. Is it easy for people to know what your brand, your business actually stands for? Can they name it in a few words? And once again, is it unique to you? Every now and then you could also do something that makes a statement. And I say every now and then because it's hard to constantly be creating new things that shock people or that go viral. But let's say for every 10 pieces of content that are done quickly, the 10th one could be something you focus on more. So now let's look into your skills and which ones are benefiting you versus which ones you need to improve on. If Richard was to look at your work, these are the positives that he would say about you. We have 10 of Spirals, which is 10 of Wands reversed, and Celtic Owl, which is the Handyman. These are your skills that are benefiting you. And this, look at that. This is the literal card of putting away what doesn't serve you. So maybe you are someone that is highly aware over all the possibilities. You might also be receiving lots of offers, emails, messages, and you can see through a lot of them like that they are actually not aligned with you. You're not taking on that responsibility on that work. Some of you might also, for the time being, not be taking offers because you might not feel that they are right for you, like you might not have the skills, the capabilities to do them. And even though sometimes fears hold us back, in this case, it looks like it's actually working for you. The Hanged Man is a card of contemplation as well, like a moment in pause. So some of you might just be starting out in your fashion industry path, while others might be switching things up. You left something behind that was a lot of responsibility, a lot of work, and now you're making time to plan for a new future. Or if there has been some type of block in your path in which you're actually not receiving a lot of work and you have to chill for a bit, since the Hanged Man usually has an image of a person that is caught by the foot, kind of like being caught off guard or hanging upside down, seeing things from a different perspective, then with how in this specific image we have an owl over this sacred geometry looking world or stone here, then I sense that you're taking advantage of such a pause to work on things, to build up. You're not letting blocks worry you. And lastly, with how this is the card of like new perspectives in a sense, you might also be someone with unique ideas. So that's a great skill to have where your ideas are different from usual, from others. And you might also not be someone that is overly perfectionist, putting that type of weight on your shoulder. As for skills you could improve on, here we have Ace of Spirals, which is Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Stones, which is Ace of Pentacles. So aces are new beginnings, and therefore perhaps there are some things you might need to actually start or complete. There's a few different stories here. So with how these are two beginnings, either you are the type of person that begins a lot of things but maybe doesn't finish them, and that's where you need to improve, or you hold yourself back from actually taking action towards your ideas. Like you do the planning, but then you don't actually take the action. There could be a hesitancy there. Or since we were talking earlier about constantly creating content and needing to really check in on what type of content you're creating, these cards could be bringing focus onto which type of content are you creating? Are you investing on? What projects, ideas, and collaborations are you working on and why? How much are you investing if you are? Like, do you have a budget? Are you paying attention to your finances? Is that included in your plans? These are some questions to think about. So now to complete your reading, let's get you some spirit guidance about what you need to know. The oracle cards you got are To Be Fair reversed, card number 38. And the leg up card was kind of sideways, so I'm going to see it in two ways for you. And lastly, we also have here the TikTok card, card number 30. So what I see here is that there definitely needs to be a balance of your time with both of these cards. Since the To Be Fair card is representative of the Justice card, since it has the two hands holding scales, and you know scales are about balance. And then here we have the TikTok time card. They're emphasizing what I was saying about your time being valuable, and also it brings me into your products and services. Are you calculating, like keeping tabs on the time you spend per product or service so that then you are being paid your worth? And perhaps even, is there anything you can delegate with how we have the leg up card? This is one of receiving help. It's time to really take note of your processes. See what is being repeated, see what drains you that you don't like doing that you could delegate, or see what you could batch together to get things done, or automate so you can get things done quicker. And if you can't delegate, perhaps there are people you can ask for help in your friends or family circle. Of course, don't expect them to be there for you all the time. Don't get frustrated if they don't want to help. Everyone has their own unique lives, but you can still see if there is anyone out there that would like to help. And the leg up card now reminded me as well of another card, another one of this oracle cards, which has elephants. And that one, I take it as traditions. So perhaps with how I was saying that this is reversed, or this was at an angle that could be taken reverse or right side up, then some of you might need to systemize and be more traditional, how I was saying. While for others of you, the advice would be to let your ideas out, to not be afraid of being unique or live a different lifestyle. Since for some of you, maybe your choices are defined by family. Oh, and I also found something very interesting here because all these three cards had the number 3, and also Richard Avedon card is the card number on page 21, which adds up to a 3. So 3s seem to be very important in your message here, and 3s can be the number of community, which then brought me to this, how it says TikTok. TikTok might actually be a good platform for you. Just throwing that out there. So, what stood out to you in the reading and what did you resonate with? Let's talk about it in the comments. If this is your first time on my channel, I hope you click like, subscribe, and share the video with someone you would like to wow too. For more Peacock card readings or videos that can spark your creativity and courage in pursuing your dreams, I've created specific playlists in my channel and linked videos I recommend in the description. You might also want to turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss my videos, since YouTube no longer shows you all your subscriptions. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Hey there, group 2. So your crystal, this celestite crystal, and what I read about it is that it is a very mystical crystal that elevates your spirit, connects you with other realms, and it attracts those seeking harmony. So from that description, I feel like you could be someone that knows about feng shui, I think it's feng shui, or like you love balance, you love compositions and beauty, or like have a very refined taste. Maybe even do vibe with things like magic and fantasy or other worlds or even other time periods. And the fashion mentor that you got here, wow, this is Naomi Campbell. And here it says, if you fall off your platform, throw your head back and smile. Be the jewel in the crown, and supers set rules. They don't follow them. So with that, if she was your mentor and you got to like have some coffee or tea with her, first of all, before we get into the tips she would tell you, tips and advice, I feel like you connect with Naomi in the sense that you do have high confidence, an allure, a mystique. She does have high taste and carries herself in a way that people respect and are inspired by. There's a very strong, elegant power from you and your energy. And as this says about setting rules, you might be someone that is a trendsetter, someone that is innovative. So now let's look into the advice she would give you. All right, so you got here the Fool card reversed along with the World card and the Page of Cups also reversed. So it looks like the advice she would give you depends on your personality, because some of you might not yet be at her level of confidence, and perhaps, I'm not sure if this is how she is, I don't know her, but perhaps she might sense that in you and she might tone down her level of power to not scare you. While for others of you that are already at her level, then you guys would understand each other easier. You would vibe. And so the advice I sense here, for those of you that are not yet in that level of confidence, she would say that you still do need to put yourself out there. I mean, that's the world card. She's not going to sugarcoat it. It's very important to network, to make connections, to be seen in the fashion industry, and also to travel. This is something she might advise both of you, whether you are more introverted or outgoing. Travel would be very important for you. It would give you lots of inspiration and also get you those connections and get you to know the real world, get you to see different perspectives. For those of you that are more introverted, she might say that you can't be sensitive in the industry, that you can't take anything personal. And for those of you that are more outgoing, she might say that you need to be less reactive, be unbothered. The Fool card does carry an energy of playfulness and perhaps even a little bit of naivety. So for those of you that are introverts, she might say the fashion industry is tough. You need a tough shell for that. And for those of you that are more outgoing action takers, she might say that your choices need to come from a level of strategy. You can't just be throwing yourself everywhere expecting things to happen accordingly, because you do want to still be seen as professional, to be respected, to be taken seriously. Oh, and for those of you that are more introvert, she would emphasize that risk is still important. Facing your fears, getting out of your comfort zone. All right, so now let's look into your skills. Which ones are benefiting you and which ones need to improve? For skills that are benefiting you, you got the Acrobat, which says, or is Page of Stones, Page of Pentacles, and the Artiste, which is the Queen of Stones or Queen of Pentacles. So I see here that you could be someone very wise with your finances and do tend to take practical steps that will actually get you very far because of how we have two Pentacles cards. You seem to be someone very patient, very detailed and skilled, dedicated to your skill, to your work, your products and services, so that you do execute high quality. And I also see here that elegance, once again, how I've been saying with the Acrobat and its movements. The Acrobat makes me think of something poetic, and the Artiste makes me think of the artwork from the Renaissance era or something like that. Your composition seems very top-notch, very balanced, very harmonious, whether this is in your content or in your designs or aesthetic, or if you're a model, then you know how to pose. And since pages are messengers, communicators, perhaps you might also be very good at reaching out to network, or you're very good at holding conversations. And when you do reach out for people to work with, you can actually receive a lot of positive answers. As to the skills you need to improve, here we have Ace of Mirrors and Eight of Stones. So the Ace of Mirrors is once again, the Ace of Mirrors is the Ace of Cups. And that makes sense how it's here in your skills that need to improve, since here the Page of Cups is reversed. So you might need to work on your sensitivities, whether you are an introvert or not, whether more outgoing, because a mirror here is about reflection, about getting to know yourself deeply so that you can be as confident as her, as unbothered. Some of you might need to look into your intentions as well, like not just do this for money. I mean, of course, money is important to keep us going, but to also think about your purpose and whether certain choices are fulfilling to you or not. Like being on social media, is that more draining or is it joyful? Or working with certain clients, how do they make you feel? And are they truly important for your path? Then with the Eight of Pentacles, there are a few different messages. Some of you might need to take additional courses, learn additional knowledge that helps you in your path. Or be very specific on what exactly you are learning. Is what you're learning contributing to your path? While others of you might need to be a little bit patient with your path, because how I was saying, what is your intention for succeeding? Since oftentimes when people just want fame, they tend to give up as soon as there are challenges in the way, whether it's fame or attention, because this industry requires lots of perseverance. And pay attention to changes as well. Changes in the industry, changes in trends, changes in technology. Always, or not always, every few months or like once a year, check in on those changes. You want to be adaptable. You don't want to just stick to your brand the way it is and then fall out, not be able to keep up. All right, so now let's get you some spirit guidance about what you need to know. You got the Oracle cards here and now reversed, card number 32, along with Mending, card number 52, and Go the Distance reversed, card number 47. So, Go the Distance, when it is reversed, it's about slowing down, perhaps not being everywhere on all types of platforms. Because you might need to start with 1 and then level up to 2 and then level up to 3 over time. And if there are certain goals that aren't contributing to your growth, that aren't aligned with your path, then those are some you might need to let go. The Mending card could be advice about what needs to be fixed over time as well. Like you don't need to be picture perfect, or you don't need to have your products 100% perfect in the very beginning. Just like Apple, think of Apple products, think of any technology products. They're always changing things. Every year they are advancing. They weren't perfect from the beginning. So take that advice into your content, your brand, your products. For example, those of you that create videos or you have a website, of course, be as professional as possible. Pay attention to the details when you do start. But don't shell out a ton of money in the beginning to present yourself in a way that these millionaires are at after decades. Do check in though on your progress to adapt. Listen to your clients as well. What fixes are they requesting? And the Here and Now card being reversed is advice about not focusing too much in the future or in the past. Whatever has happened in the past, let it go. And as soon as you do cross any mistakes or things don't turn out the way you want, keep going. Don't linger on that too much. Learn from it, but don't let it stop you. And be more present, because today is what matters. Your actions today are what will bring you the future. So this could be for those of you that either dwell in the past or compare yourself to the future you want where you're not at. Both of those mindsets are draining you, which is why it's important to be present, ticking off your checklist and celebrating that. So, what stood out to you in the reading and what did you resonate with? Let's talk about it in the comments. If this is your first time on my channel, I hope you click like, subscribe, and share the video with someone you would like to wow too. For more pick a card readings or videos that can spark your creativity and courage in pursuing your dreams, I've created specific playlists in my channel and linked videos I recommend in the description. You might also want to turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss my videos, since YouTube no longer shows you all your subscriptions. Thanks for watching and see you next time! Hi Group 3! So your crystal is this stone called Howlite, and what I read about it is that it is a stone of open-mindedness and patience. So either you picked this stone because that is how you are, or it's calling you out on needing to be like that. And the fashion icon that you got is, Marc Jacobs. It says here, true beauty lies in the imperfect. Fashion is about desire. Who said anything about need? And if in doubt, there's always social media. So perhaps you might have connected, you connect with Marc Jacobs because of having a bit of a quirky vibe that you express or don't, but it's there. since this is talking about imperfection. And you might have a large social media following or be very niche, kind of like having a cult following. So now let's look at what advice Marc Jacobs would give you if you guys got a chance to talk over tea or coffee or even drinks. You got the cards, the Fool and Five of Wands. The Fool is an energy of playfulness and taking risks, starting new things with a fresh perspective. And the Five of Wands tends to be one of disagreements and standing up for yourself. So I feel like Marc Jacobs is kind of warning you to prepare, to be ready for people that don't vibe with you, people that try to say things, negative things about you, because this is all part of the industry. And just like how in the Fool card, she has her tongue out, it's like basically saying, don't care about it. Because what people have to say about you doesn't mean that you are bad or that you suck. They're just projecting on you their own fears and insecurities. They're trying to tear others down. And Marc Jacobs, like many other celebrities, have not let these negative comments take them down. There will be people that love them, lots of people that love them. And there will also be people that are creating podcasts and blogs where they are talking crap about them. But only you know your truth. So stand up straight, keep on creating, and keep throwing love. Like how here she's throwing roses and here she has a shirt with a rose. It's like, keep living with your heart, with your compassion. Keep sharing your light. And instead of taking things personal, arguing back, trying to put others down to get your justice, instead, how I was saying, keep spreading your light, creating beauty, spreading joy, perhaps even be an example for peace and love. And with the Fool card, he might say that it's totally okay to be new at things. Everyone started somewhere. Your fresh new ideas are adding to the industry, not taking away from it. And take your time getting to know yourself. Take your time refining things. You're not going to start out amazing. You might even be a little bit chaotic, like how this character has multicolored hair. But that's part of your story. It's okay to mix and match. And then in time, you'll learn what is actually working, what is actually aesthetically pleasing, and what is the aesthetic that represents you. So now let's look into your skills. Which ones are benefiting you and which ones need to be improved? For skills that are benefiting you, you've got the 10 of Stones reversed, which is 10 of Pentacles, and a Phoenix Judgment card. With these, I see that you are someone definitely going to be learning a lot through your experiences, because the Phoenix is one that is a mystical creature that turns into ashes and then is reborn, right? That is representative of your transformations. Like you might have a stage of life where you're emo, you might have a stage of life where you love rainbows, you might have a stage of life where you want to be more elegant. And Judgment is a card of your inner calling, leading life with your heart. Perhaps even constantly facing your fears, taking risks, getting out of your comfort zone, which is shown here with the 10 of Pentacles, since that is a card of family and financial security, but is reversed. So that's why I'm sensing that you might have either recently left your home, left your security, or you're someone very independent, exploring new things, trying new things, and combining what you see, what you learn, what you experience into your brand or aesthetic or product services or content. Then as for the skills you need to improve, here we have 3 of Stones, which is 3 of Pentacles reversed, and the Ace of Stones, Ace of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles is one of teamwork and education, but it's reversed and it's in your skills that you need to improve. So perhaps you need to take your education a little bit more seriously. not take it for granted, because that would contribute to your quality, your professionalism. It would also contribute to taking the right steps rather than being naive, just seeing where you land. And maybe you also need to work on your teamwork. How do you collaborate? Are you open to collaborations? Do you communicate clearly? Do you listen to others, or do you try to take the lead, be the face, take over things? Because leadership is built on a community, since you can't be a leader if there's no one to lead. So everyone has an important part to play. You might need to pay attention to who you're surrounding yourself by so that you stay inspired and you can grow. Since there is that saying that we become the 5 people we surround ourselves by. There could be something you learn from everyone, and either the people you're surrounded by or the people you help, those people represent you. As everyone elevates, things move quicker. Then with the Ace of Pentacles, it could be about the new things you start. That they need to be grounded, they need to be sturdy, planned, practical, have purpose and reason, make sense to you and to others. Pay attention to what you're investing your time on and spending financially in work and in your personal life. And lastly, if you ever have any questions, make sure to ask mentors, make sure to ask professionals, not your surrounding circle, because they might not know the right answers. They might just cause you doubt. So to complete your reading, let's get you some spirit guidance about what you need to know. All right. So you got quite a lot of cards. We have here the Time for a Nap card, which is number 24. The Message in a Bottle card, number 15. The Come to the Edge card reversed, card number 36. And the Change in the Wind card number 12. So from these cards, I sense here that, first of all, you need to sleep. Like, I remember when I first started my entrepreneurship journey, I was staying up late past midnight and waking up super early and working from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep. Or my roommates when I was in college would always be partying it up, not really sleeping either. So this seems to be very important for you, because you don't want to reach a time in your life where you are exhausted and burnt out. Millionaires have a ritualistic schedule that keeps them going. Media likes to emphasize hustle culture and how you can't get anything without hustling, but that is not the truth. Yes, there's lots of competition, but the fact that we have social media and internet and YouTube, all of this content that will stay online and continues to spread, all of this means that you don't truly need to compete for attention, that you can thrive. You just need to nurture your audience, keep growing that audience. And once you have that loyal support, then you're set. The Message in a Bottle card could be about making important calls, could be about networking, not just letting things fall in your lap necessarily, because of course we should trust that offers will come our way, that we don't need to work ourselves to the ground for them, but we still do need to take certain actions that start that ripple effect by gaining you credibility and referrals. There's also something here about unexpected places where you might actually gain connections. So with how we have the Change in the Wind card, perhaps you do need to put yourself in places where you can gain those connections. Put yourself out there. Attend conventions, join communities. Get yourself out of your home and always just being on social media. But of course, don't take pointless risks with how we have the Come to the Edge card reversed. Be very strategic with your choices. Like, be very mindful of your money and where you are spending. And for those of you that can get overwhelmed with a lot of attention or a lot of chaos or a lot of interactions, then don't pressure yourself. Go at your own pace. Because I'm not saying here that if you don't do this, you won't gain opportunities. But I am saying that by putting yourself out there a little bit more, taking It could speed things up and open more doors. So, what stood out to you in the reading and what did you resonate with? Let's talk about it in the comments. If this is your first time on my channel, I hope you click like, subscribe, and share the video with someone you would like to wow too. For more pick a card readings or videos that can spark your creativity and courage in pursuing your dreams, I've created specific playlists in my channel and linked videos I recommend in the description. You might also want to turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss my videos since YouTube no longer shows you all your subscriptions. Thanks for watching and see you next time! Hey there, group 4! So your crystal is the citrine crystal. And this is one of joy. So I feel like you have so much vibrant light within. And you could be someone that tends to be an optimist. So the mentor that you have is David Bailey. And it says here, keep it simple, stupid. Everyone looks great in black and white and focus on what you love. I love women and they love fashion. I feel like the reason you chose this pile and connect with David as your fashion mentor is that you have a fiery, perhaps even jokester vibe about you. You might constantly be doing things that bring you joy, like attending art shows, attending fashion events, attending clubs, and even joining like secret communities. Things might even come to you easily, so you find things and you go. Very spontaneous. And making choices with your gut, like your instinct, how it says here, keep it simple. So now let's look at the advice David would give you. Wow, so you got your cards really quick. And these are the Six of Cups and Knight of Wands. So the Six of Cups is one of friendships and social life. I sense here you do probably have a large social life, a lot of friends. You do attend a lot of things, how I was saying, very spontaneous and playful. And here it's also representative with the Knight of Wands. For some reason, I heard this saying that is, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. And although I don't like that particular saying, maybe you might understand why it came up. Maybe it's about turning your enemies into friends. Like rather than seeing as everyone as competition, you might end up loving each other. Or the competition you guys have actually helps you level up, both of you. It's interesting here that in this Six of Cups, we have 1, then 2, and then 3. The Ace of Cups could be about not being afraid of what you feel. Perhaps even incorporating the different aspects of you, whether dark or light, into your creations. Because that is what makes a connection between you and your audience. That is what builds a community. That would define your aesthetic. That makes sense to viewers and that they will know you by. The Two of Cups could emphasize that who you surround yourself by is important to pay attention to. Because for plans to be executed accordingly, there needs to be an understanding between people, between everyone that's collaborating. An understanding, diplomacy, professionalism. The more people vibe with you, the more they will want to work with you and to do their best. And the Three of Cups could be about celebrating your wins, not just always creating and keeping on going, focusing on the future, but paying attention also to your achievements. Take a moment to slow down and enjoy and celebrate others' wins as well. Like show gratitude for everyone that you work with, not just take all the win for yourself. There's a strong energy of community here. And with how we have the Knight of Wands, David might emphasize, bring a light to your leadership skills. What do you stand by? What do you want to be remembered by? What do you want people to say about you to others? And perhaps even, how can you contribute your services to your community? Services or products. With how the Knights are valiant warriors. And again, the Six of Cups is one of friendships. So as you guys are talking, he might actually give you examples of how Large companies and designers and influencers are actually sometimes fundraising for something. They partner up with nonprofits. Not only does this benefit the community or the nonprofit, but it also brings attention to you from their audiences. All right, so now let's look into your skills. Which ones are benefiting you and which ones need to improve? For the skills that are benefiting you, you got here the Knight of Spirals, which is again the Knight of Wands. That's awesome. And the Emperor Green Man. So I see that you're already doing some of the things that I'm saying, especially focused on your community, because both of these are that type of leader. We have the Knight here, the Pirate King, or however you call the pirate leader, and the Emperor, which, as you can see here, it's a tree man taking care of little baby eggs. And the Emperor, sure, there can be bad emperors, but we're going to focus here on the emperors that are exemplary, the ones that care for their land, their people. Both of these know what they are doing. They have clear plans and execute them pretty efficiently with their team members. The Emperor is also someone that listens to their people's concerns to do things better. And the Knight of Wands shows that you have the passion that it takes, the creativity, the vision, also here with the Emperor, to be successful. Since the Emperor is also a combination of all the kings, highly sought after and successful in their field. Both of these having birds and also this one taking care of the eggs show that you do actually care for the people you work with. You do actually probably listen to input. You might even know your shortcomings, and that's where you surround yourself with people that can incorporate their skills into your team. So not only do you have such a grand vision, but you see the potential in others, what they can add to the table, which is why you can't reach that Emperor status if you're not already there. And as for the skills you need to improve, here we have the Three of Stones and the Page of Scrolls reversed. The Three of Stones is the Three of Pentacles, and the Page of Scrolls is the Page of Swords. For those of you that aren't yet in the Emperor status, I feel like this is more of a message for you, which is about learning these things that I've been talking about to get there. Learning teamwork, learning clear communication. But in a general sense, perhaps there are some things you still need to learn from, like by getting a mentor. Or it could be about slowing some things down, not just seeing everyone as a way to benefit you or seeing everyone as work potential, but separating work and personal life. Being mindful of your connections, knowing what is your reasoning, what is your purpose for these connections, for these friendships, so that you're not always talking about work with friends or bringing your personal life into work. And some of you might need to check on the way you communicate, check on your words. Because when the Page of Swords is reversed, it could show like a sharp tongue. It could show misunderstandings. It could show unnecessary tensions. And lastly, some of you might actually need to check on your grammar as well. Check on your grammar, your spelling, your writing, so that you do present yourself as professional as possible. All right, so now to complete your reading, let's get you some spirit guidance as to what you need to know. All right, so see here, this is reflecting what I was talking about with the way you work with others, because we got the Yang card kind of sideways, which could reflect that you are assertive. And yes, your energy will get you very far, but with certain energies, this is where you need to adapt, read the room. How are people responding? Being a leader, being an entrepreneur, it's very important to understand people, the way they work, their reasons. That will take you a level up. While for those of you that could be struggling with some type of creative block, creative spark, your purpose, then you might actually find that you connect with something very much as you do contribute your time to your community. See, here we have the co-create card reversed. So with both things that I was saying, those of you that can sometimes be overpowering, that's not actually serving you. You don't need to always be on speed and expect everyone to be at your pace as well. Maybe also for those of you with a quiet power, you can be discerning as to who you want to work with. If you end up crossing paths with certain energies that are chaotic, then you can choose for yourself that you don't need to co-create with them. And these three cards together are showing a light about what makes an emperor. It does take passion that others are inspired by. It does take a mixture of everyone's skills, contributions, and ideas. And it does take putting a little extra effort, like letting people be seen, getting them to feel seen and heard. For example, your team and your clients. How can you make them feel special? This type of service will differentiate you and make you stand out from others. They'll want to come back to you and bring others to experience what you have to offer. There's kind of a balance here, especially since we have the number 6 here and also the 6 of Cups. There's a balance between how much to give and how much to receive. Like, of course, when you do provide products and services, don't overgive to where you're losing money. But figure out ways that you can give a little extra something that makes you valuable to those that interact with you, that purchase from you. So, what stood out to you in the reading and what did you resonate with? Let's talk about it in the comments. If this is your first time on my channel, I hope you click like, subscribe, and share the video with someone you'd like to wow too. For more Peacock card readings or videos that can spark your creativity and courage in pursuing your dreams, I've created specific playlists in my channel and linked videos I recommend in the description. You might also want to turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss my videos since YouTube no longer shows you all your subscriptions. Thanks for watching and see you next time! Hey there, group 5. So your crystal is the card with this brown agate. And this earthly stone represents protection and comfort. Then with the card that you got, the fashion mentor for you would be John Galliano. And it says here, celebrate the art of dressing up. Who says you can't wear biker shorts with ball gowns? And believe in yourself and the rest will follow. So I feel like with the stone and John Galliano, the reason you chose this pile and you could possibly connect with John Galliano as your mentor is that you value the details. I sense here whether the details are very extra, very out there, and very delicate, like embroidery and patterns and buttons, or whether your taste is more clean cut, refined, or even if what gives you life is like what it says here, wearing biker boots and ball gowns. I sense here that you definitely do see the art of dressing up. You definitely value quality, craftsmanship, taking very good care of everything you own and the way your life is, and even yourself. So now let's look into what John Galliano would tell you if you guys got to sit down for tea or coffee or even some drinks. Alright, you got Two of Pentacles reversed and Page of Swords also reversed. So what I sense from this is that you don't need to do everything yourself, because when the Two of Pentacles is right side up, it's about a balancing act. It's about multitasking. And now that it's reversed, I feel like that is the advice he would give you, since in the fashion world, designers don't actually do everything themselves. They're not the ones sitting down making every single piece of gown, every single piece of design, suit, shoe, whatever it is. They come up with the ideas and they have a team to make them. The team also sometimes or very often actually comes up with the ideas and the designers approve them based on an aesthetic. So the advice I feel he would emphasize is about finding a great team. Figuring out what is your aesthetic, what do you want to represent, what do you want to build, where do you envision your business to go, and then seeking out the people, the individuals that align with all of that are efficient, that you can inspire to also be leaders of their own so that they are loyal to you, that will bring their best foot forward every day with every project, and that together all of you will build up something great. You're most definitely not alone. You can't take 100% of the credit. So it might also be important here with this Page of Swords being reversed, how it is that you communicate with your team and your audience to get the message across that this is a team effort. Don't let ego and fame get to you, because perhaps, sadly, as it did happen to John Galliano, this could take you down. You need to be careful with your words. Your skill can only take you so far. But what matters more is communities and their support for you, the messages that you spread for their support. And also be ready for good and bad news about your business. Of course, if you are striving to be a heart-centered business, to be honest and transparent, and you affirm that the energy you give out is the same energy you would like to attract, then you'll probably have a higher chance of attracting positive, peaceful results compared to a business that falls into controversies and drama. So now let's look at your skills. Which of your skills are contributing to your successes and which ones you need to work on? In your successful skills here, we have the Celtic Owl Hanged Man and the Herney Hunter Chariot. So it looks like you are definitely someone with great ideas, because the Hanged Man is a card of awakenings, surprises, seeing things from a whole new perspective. Therefore, perhaps a lot of your work actually takes people by surprise, like it shocks them, it wakes them up. To some people, it might even get them to see the value in what you create in your field, in the fashion world. This is also a very wise card where you might be able to see the bigger picture of things and respond quickly with how you have the Chariot here. The Chariot is an action card. The Chariot card in its original imagery has two horses, one white and one black, which represent the yin and yang energy, and also, from my perspective, the versatility of Gemini, which is ruled by the planet of Mercury, and Mercury represents communication. Plus, Chariot is the sign of Cancer, which represents a nurturing, protective nature. So combining all of this that I just said, everything put together, I sense that those of you that are leaders, that is one of your greatest skills. I sense that those of you that are leaders, you are highly skilled in communication to where your team values what you have to say. They respect you and they connect with you because of your attentiveness. You might also be someone that cherishes your business, so everyone sees that and it motivates them to show up. And since the Chariot is also a card of movement, then with the Hanged Man here, anytime there are abrupt changes, you're able to handle everything quick. As for the skills you need to improve, here we have the Ariadne Death card reversed and the Mime Page of Spirals also reversed. The Page of Spirals is the Page of Wands, and with these two, I feel like there might be certain things you need to stop and you're not. Like you keep on going. Let's say a project that should have been done or that isn't working and it should have been closed out, is something you keep working on. This seems to be a struggle of yours where you can't let go, because the Death card is about cutting ties, letting go, moving on. But when it's reversed, it's showing that you're actually persisting, that you're staying, maybe you're a little stubborn. That's also shown here with this Spirals card. This is the Wands, and it actually has a little ram here, which this animal does carry the symbolism of stubbornness. Maybe even butting heads with others. See, you are respected, but maybe sometimes you get in the mode where people just don't want to be around you, and they'd rather be quiet because they know you're not good. When you're in this mode, you're not going to listen. So these are skills you can improve on. Catch yourself when you're being stubborn. Catch yourself when you're not listening to others. Catch yourself when there's a stress that perseveres, because this is not benefiting your business or your growth. All right, so now to complete your reading, let's get you some final spirit messages about what you need to know in your fashion career. All right, so I was trying to get 3 cards, but they didn't want to come out, so we're just going to leave it at 2. We're not going to push it here. And see, that's actually kind of funny too with what I was saying here, that you shouldn't press buttons, that you shouldn't press what isn't working. And the cards that you got are Peace Reversed, number 23, and Truth Be Told, number 14. So see, the Peace card here, perhaps you're struggling, and that's also why you might have chosen this stone of protection and comfort. Maybe there are some ways in which you are not allowing peace into your life. And that could also be why you got the 2 of Pentacles reversed, about how I was saying that not everything needs to be done by you or alone. So how can you incorporate peace into your life? How can you incorporate moments of joy that are not work? You could actually come to find out that when you take those moments, new ideas will be revealed. Like here with this Truth Be Told card, it's opening a window into a whole other world. Especially if you're feeling so stressed out about coming up with ideas, so pressured to come up with new ideas all the time, having those moments will actually get the spark going again. Like having a break from the pressure, putting down the work so that you can go back to it later. It's an interesting idea here, actually, as well, that you could be vulnerable with your audience and your team. Be honest about what you're feeling. Let them know you need a break. People could be more understanding than you could imagine. They'll feel you as a human, as a friend, and become more loyal. Because whenever people get to a level of status where they keep a distance from their fans, then their fans aren't actually truly admiring them. They're more admiring their work. And then at the end of the day, they might not actually care about you. They just want to see more work and more ideas come from you. But if you show that side of you that is just like them, then that is where the secret gold is. Although hearts and support will start pouring in. And if you've been wondering, since we have here the 293 adds up to a 5 and the 14 adds to a 5, if you've been wondering if what the efforts you've been putting in are actually building up to anything, then these 5s confirm that yes, change is coming soon. Especially since you got 3 major arcana cards here as well. You seem to be someone that puts in a lot of effort, and therefore things are aligning for you. So, what stood out to you in the reading and what did you resonate with? Let's talk about it in the comments. If this is your first time on my channel, I hope you click like, subscribe, and share the video with someone you would like to wow too. For more pick a card readings or videos that can spark your creativity and courage in pursuing your dreams, I've created specific playlists in my channel and linked videos I recommend in the description. You might also want to turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss my videos since YouTube no longer shows you all your subscriptions. Thanks for watching and see you next time! Hey there, Group 6! Your crystal is this clear quartz. which is a crystal of cleansing your energies. And we have your mentor here, Alexander McQueen, which says, F you. Fit should be as exact as your attitude and expect the expected. Oh wait, what am I saying? Escape the expected. Okay, Okay, I don't know how I got that, but I guess it could also be a message of expecting the unexpected. And how it says here, escape the expected, then that could be about like having some courage to do things outside of the norm, which is everything that Alexander McQueen represents. Perhaps the reason you connect with him as your mentor is that you have a rebellious nature. You have a heart that flutters so big. It is fiery. You want to do things differently from your family, your friends, the rest of society. You have ideas that could be groundbreaking, ideas that are deep from within your psyche, powerful messages that you want to express. And that could be why you also picked this crystal, since you're going to need a lot of cleansing throughout your life to cleanse away people's negative opinions. Since I feel that your messages are very important. They need to be seen. They need to be heard. And a lot of negativity you could feel from the world is not actually yours. It will need to be cleansed away so that you can keep creating. So now let's see what message Alexander would tell you if you guys got together for some tea or coffee or even some drinks. You got Two of Swords reversed and Page of Pentacles also reversed. So what I get from these are that some of you already know the power you have within, while others of you still have it untapped. And he would be encouraging you to let it out. There are a couple different messages here, so you take the one that is for you. One of them is towards those of you that have it untapped, your fiery spirit. It might take some getting used to. It might have some kinks to learn through about how to communicate, how to be heard, how to not react, how to communicate effectively, set your boundaries, get used to being misunderstood, not take things personal, and not lash out. While for those of you that have already known your power, that you're already expressing, you're already being true to you, you're being bold and rebellious, then you might need to learn how to communicate more effectively, how to not cross others' boundaries, how to be assertive, not reactive, when to speak and when to hold back, because there's power in that as well. And with your finances, he might advise you to not make blind decisions, blind investments. Always know where your money is going and why, how it contributes to your plans. Perhaps even find ways where you can invest in your goals, but without using your own money. For example, I'm just going to throw some ideas here. Going to college, getting great grades, and using those grant funds, those stipends, to building up your business. Another example would be getting a job or internship that lets you use their resources. And another idea would be partnering with other companies where you can share resources. And looking into financial support, because there are actually tons of grants available for businesses if you search for them. So now let's look at what skills are benefiting you and which ones you need to improve on. All right, for your beneficial, successful skills, we have here the Eight of Spirals, which is Eight of Wands, and the Sojourner, King of Mirrors, which is King of Cups, reversed. With these, I sense that you are definitely someone that is an action taker. Like you have your ideas and you want to go. You are ready. You get things done. You get things started. Perhaps you're also someone that is fearless with changing up your life. Let's say you enjoy moving or you enjoy being independent. You might not be someone that relies on others, especially since we do have the King of Cups reversed. And King of Cups or Cups is the element of emotions, vulnerability here, and it's reversed. So you might not like to rely on others. You want that independence, that success that you build up on your own, adventures that you manifest, that you choose. And how I was talking about with powerful messages from some of you, that's also sensed here with how these look like a type of firestorm. And the antlers are on the head. This deer, this elk is running straight towards the danger. So you may be someone that is an activist as well. You go straight to chaos because you have opinions, you have values you stand for, and you feel things deeply. See, usually the King of Cups being reversed could be taken as something that you need to work on. But because these two cards are your beneficial skills, then I see here that actually your emotions are your lead. They are your guidance. You feel deeply because this is your purpose to contribute to. So don't ever see that as a burden or a weakness. Although I completely understand why you would feel that way. I mean, I struggle with that as well. And the skills you're recommended here to improve on are Golden Flower Temperance reversed, which is a card of healing, and that makes sense with what I was saying here. And the 10 of Stones, which is the 10 of Pentacles. So I see here that to overcome this struggle so that it does turn to a superpower rather than a weakness or a block, you do need to spend some time getting to know yourself. Of course, don't pressure yourself to do so because getting to know ourselves is not a one-day thing. It's a lifetime journey. Don't be striving here for perfection or spending so much time in shadow work and healing that then you forget about work and enjoying life, friendships, relationships. Perhaps with how in this image there is a flower in nature, there are butterflies and fish. You might need to get out there to have more lively fun, to feel more present. Like, don't just focus on work and your ideas. Designate certain time of your day to creating and then certain time of your day to resting and to enjoying things, going out, talking to friends and family. It's awesome that you have a ton of ideas. I sense here you are just bubbling with passion, but there will be plenty of time for that. You don't want to burn out, meaning that patience is a skill you need to work on. And with the 10 of Pentacles being here, could also be about that support since you do love being independent and you don't like being vulnerable. That is something you need to work on as well. Because if you do open up to receiving support, you could build up faster. Really consider your finances here. What would benefit your finances? What do you need to let go? What do you need to change up? How can you save and reinvest into your business? And what type of business do you envision? Perhaps because of how you might have a lot of ideas and you're an action taker, you haven't actually sat down to organize all your scattered thoughts or plans. It's like throwing seeds in random places, random patches of dirt, expecting them to grow, but without actually doing research into what dirt is best for which plants, how much water, how much sunlight, and keeping them neat in an organized manner where you know which plants are growing where. Rather than if you're throwing them around everywhere, you won't know where you need to water or where you even planted them to check in on them. So now to complete your reading, let's get you some final spirit messages. Wow, yes, okay, look at that. See, the cards are confirming what I've been saying. You have, first of all, the Blessed card, card number 22, which is a beautiful confirmation or encouragement for you to welcome in success because it is most definitely coming. And how I was saying here, we have co-create, reversed, and breathe. So see, co-create reverse shows that perhaps you're either like fearing working with others, or you don't know how to work with others, or you might think you're all alone in this. So it's encouraging you to do some research on the type of support you need and that you can receive, or to reach out to those that you trust for a little bit of temporary support. This card also landed sideways, so that is encouragement to do collaborations, to find others that share your values, share your ideas, to work together. And since it's right next to the breathe card, it's about co-creating with the universe. See, here in this blessed card, she's praying, and it has the number 22, which is an angel number of teamwork. Both of these, in fact, are praying. So you could either pray or meditate to manifest your dream life and to manifest help and opportunities. You might be someone that is highly connected to Source, if you don't already know, because of how we have this 22, and this 29 adds up to an 11, which is the life path number of light workers. So whatever you pray for, whatever you script, meditate, envision, and call out to the universe, believe in it and it will be. Especially being the number 11 here, and also having the 1, how I was saying that you have powerful messages to share, then that is even more reason why the universe wants to work with you. And to get ready for all of these changes, for these manifestations, these blessings, this success in your journey, in which you'll actually be working with quite a lot of people, quite a lot of energies. That is why it's also important to cleanse your energy and protect yourself too. Like, there are actually videos online on YouTube that talk about building up shields to protect from envy, to protect from danger, to protect from negativity, to protect from others' unintentional toxic energies and their problems. And breathing will be very important to calm your ego, calm your thoughts, to stay clear-headed, professional, and channel the guidance that you need for your next steps. You have great things ahead of you. I mean, both of these cards have stars floating around. You have so many surprises ahead. I'm excited for you. So, what stood out to you in the reading, and what did you resonate with? Let's talk about it in the comments. If this is your first time on my channel, I hope you click like, subscribe, and share the video with someone you would like to wow too. For more pick a card readings or videos that can spark your creativity and courage in pursuing your dreams, I've created specific playlists in my channel and linked videos I recommend in the description. You might also want to turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss my videos, since YouTube no longer shows you all your subscriptions. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Hey there, group 7. So your crystal that is grayish, and it was actually quite hard to find out what it was online. So I did connect it with, when I researched gray crystal, gray quartz, it connected me with the clear quartz and the smoky quartz, which are about cleansing negativity. And along with that, some of the things I did find about this, I guess, would be that it is a stone of strength. So with that, you got the mentor, the fashion icon, Yves Saint Laurent, which says, think like a Parisian and dress with a certain je ne sais quoi. Make Marrakech your mood board, and days off are for imagination, not dressing down. Interesting. So with that, I sense that you could have a certain way of living your life that stands out from the rest. The way you make decisions is unique. The way you design is unique. You might even have purpose and reason for everything you do, everything you wear, everything you create. And with this je ne sais quoi and imagination message here, along with the abstract designs in the background, you could be someone that admires art and music, like specific type of art and music that really elevates you, that is not mainstream even for some of you. or at least not popular in like pop culture. The way that it is popular, I don't know if this is making sense, kind of like, okay, so a lot of people know this design and they know that type of artwork, for example. And yes, the whole world knows about it, so it is pretty mainstream. But only the true fanatics know the creator, the meanings behind it, the story. So how I was saying that the things you do and wear and like have a purpose. The things you do and wear and like and create have a purpose. This is because you're well versed in it. You know the history and the techniques. If this is sounding like you, let's see what type of guidance Yves Saint Laurent would tell you if you guys got to sit down for some tea or coffee. All right, very interesting. You got the Four of Cups and the Four of Swords. And swords are the number of security, like a secure foundation, secure plans, secure mindset. And that would also make sense why you chose this stone of strength. Like I feel that you're someone set in your way of being, perhaps even traditional in certain ways. And with these two being your cards, Yves Saint Laurent would advise you to see the beauty in everything. But also, with how in both of these we have one cup separate and one sword separate, you guys could vibe on that aspect of being selective, being picky. He might encourage that this is what makes you stand out from others. That knowing yourself is a superpower. You don't need to change anything. And if you don't yet know what is your aesthetic, then perhaps pay attention to what bores you. That wouldn't be your aesthetic. What sparks you, that would be. As in the particular obsessions with specific types of art, specific types of music, specific techniques. You also don't need to shine or express yourself in a way that is not authentic to you, because being quiet, calm, and collected also has power. With the Four of Swords being here, you might be someone that does actually enjoy solitude quite a lot, and Yves Saint Laurent would encourage that, because that is where brilliant ideas will come to you. And he would also advise you not to waste time on things, events, efforts, people, whatever it is from social life that you don't vibe with. So have the courage to say no. All right, now let's look into your skills. Which ones are benefiting you and which ones you might need to improve on. The skills that are benefiting you, we have here Ace of Mirrors, which is Ace of Cups, and Four of Stones, which is Four of Pentacles, and another four. There you go. You have something set for you and your future. You know what you need to do. The Ace of Cups is one of emotional expression, caring communication, a creative heart, and even living life romantically. There's a romance in this essence here, and elegance and dignity. With how we have this mirror in the card, it could also represent that what you do or say or create actually reflects people's own expressions and emotions. You might have a very specific niche that connects with you on a deep level, and this will be sustainable for you. It's good to know what you want, who you are, and to not cater to everyone. And this specific Four of Pentacles here, with how it has this chest in front of the doorway, I feel like you're also very protective of your brand, protective of your privacy as well, able to separate the two. You're building up a solid vibe and building up a collection of treasures, everything you're creating. It's going to be very admired in the future. The same way that Yves Saint Laurent is still highly rated, highly admired today. It's in a high status. And as for the skills you need to improve on, here we have the Moon and the Five of Mirrors reversed. This is the Five of Cups. So with that, you might need to take some risks because there could be times where you do hold back too much. Like you make decisions out of fear rather than out of this passion here. Since the moon is the unknown, it's the things that you don't understand, the things that don't make sense. Just because something doesn't make sense doesn't mean it needs to be thrown out to the trash. You do still need to be adaptable in this industry. So take a few risks here and there, explore some new things, open up to new stories, involve in your company and in your message new perspectives, new worlds. If you're not able to tell these stories, then let them tell those stories. And this Five of Cups being reversed is an interesting energy here because the Five of Cups generally, it's a good thing to be reversed since it does represent holding on to mistakes or holding on to the past and pains. But since we have this as reversed in your section of skills you need to improve on, then perhaps there are some things you need to dig deep into. Like, you don't want to become so cold that people can't connect with you or that your creations are no longer sentimental. They're just products that are made for money. Maybe even be careful not to fall in the trap of mass production and just creating more waste on our environment. You need to check on your processes there. Check on how things are made. Make sure that your company isn't affecting communities negatively or the environment negatively. With both of these being together, it's like, don't just be the leader that is leaving the team to manage everything in which you don't know where your things are coming from, where the materials are coming from, and where the designs are being made or how they're being made. There's a warning here that these actions could cause some type of controversy if you're not checking in. And how I was talking about with adaptability, you do also need to check in on how your business is going, what things aren't actually working so that you can change them up rather than letting the same mistakes continue forward, the same flaws continue forward. And with the sense of mystery here, perhaps you could also be a little bit more transparent with your business processes for people to trust you, for communities to trust you. Which lastly is bringing me into the topic of reaching a level of success in which you have investors or like where you become a public company that is in the stocks. You need to be very wise and careful about who your team is, so that they can help you grow rather than become an obstacle or unnecessary stress or take over or take complete control of your company and change it up in a way that no longer represents you, if that's important to you. All right, so now let's get you some final spirit messages. You got the Oracle cards, Peace, card number 23 reversed. Here and Now, card number 32 reversed. Interesting. You got here 3223. And that is an angel number that you can possibly look up on Google to see what it means. You also got To the Sea reversed, card number 7. So what I sense here is that to be able to achieve all of the success that I sense for you, first of all, you need to stay calm. Maybe you're someone that does tend to get in your head a lot and overthink situations, especially during uncertainty. So it's important to get out of your head, get yourself moving, and ask others for some advice, those that have experienced what you're experiencing. Or just in general, ask anyone for some outside input. They could bring in you fresh perspectives. And from there, with everyone that you do talk to, you can choose what works for you and what doesn't, of course. But staying in your head, rolling around is not going to serve you because you're thinking of things in the same way that got you there in the first place. Or you're thinking of things based on what you've learned. And you haven't learned everything, right? This Here and Now card can be about a similar message of being present, but it's also with how it has here the two signs, one towards the past and one towards the future with a little person inside waiting to go into the doorway. It could represent choices, making the right choice, taking the right offers by not rushing things. Since we do have the To the Sea card reversed, which is of obstacles coming in your way. So whenever you have decisions to make or whenever there are obstacles, don't pressure things, don't fight anyone, don't try to take control. Rather, let the answers reveal themselves. Let all the truths reveal themselves. In fact, turning all of these right side up are the guidance of living intuitively, flowing with life, flowing with source, with the universe, paying attention to signs and listening to your own intuition. Of course, it's wise to have systems in place, to have practical plans, but we need to be open for changes, to flow with the river, or as this says, the sea. Enjoy the view and see the bigger picture of things. So, what stood out to you in the reading and what did you resonate with? Let's talk about it in the comments. If this is your first time on my channel, I hope you click like, subscribe, and share the video with someone you would like to wow too. For more pick a card readings or videos that can spark your creativity and courage in pursuing your dreams, I've created specific playlists in my channel and linked videos I recommend in the description. You might also want to turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss my videos since YouTube no longer shows you all your subscriptions. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Hey there, group 8. So your crystal is actually an amethyst, and amethyst is a very spiritual crystal. Then you also got 2 cards here. You got 2 mentors, not 1, but 2, and they're both named Grace. Very interesting. So these cards are Grace Kelly that says, why not what if? A woman must always look like a lady, and who says you can't become a princess? Then you also got Grace Coddington, which says, stay true to your vision. It's not just blondes who have fun. Try seeing red. Let the theater of life and cats inspire you. So funny that she's talking here about blondes and she's a blonde. So what I sense here and why you connected with this reading and how you could connect with these 2 fashion icons is quite an interesting message actually, because of how I was talking about this being a crystal, a very spiritual crystal. These could be 2 of your essences, your youthful essence and your more wiser, older essence, your higher self and your inner child. So you might be connected with all aspects of yourself. And you might be someone that's able to work hard, but also play hard. When it's time for work, you're dedicated, you get things done, you're innovative, you're a leader. And when you're not working, you might enjoy being bougie, you might enjoy spoiling yourself, being spontaneous. And therefore, because of this, your energy is very radiant and magnetic. You know what you want and you get it. And you might even combine various elements, various worlds into your ideas, bringing in everything from your experiences into your ideas and collecting up a strong knowledge base of what works and what doesn't. So now let's look into what advice these 2 icons would give you if they were to sit with you for some tea or coffee or even drinks. All right, so of course, because we have 2 icons, then we need to have more than 2 cards. And the cards that you got are 5 of Swords, the Sun, Knight of Pentacles reversed, and 3 of Cups. So first of all, before I get into this, what I also just remembered is that Grace Kelly is from the 50s, right? I'm not really sure, but she's not from the 2000s. Grace Coddington is. So if we really look at their ages, there might be similar ages or Grace might be older. And this could reflect how your soul is from different worlds. So not only do you have the wisdom and knowledge from your experiences in this life, but you also have the wisdom and knowledge from other sources, which you might actually know what they are for you. And I'm not going to say them here because this is currently still way above my own spiritual knowledge. But I did also sense that you could be channeling different energies, or you could if you chose to. And so for your advice with these cards here, feel like they would bring up your childhood. They would bring up your joyful memories, your happy memories, your favorite memories. They would tell you to carry those with you everywhere you go so that you never lose that side of you, no matter what happens in the industry, because the fashion industry, the entertainment industry is pretty difficult, dramatic, dark, and that's also shown here in the Five of Swords. It's like set up your barriers to stay strong, to persevere, keep your light going. Know what you stand for, know what your boundaries are, and have no tolerance for anyone that tries to cross you. This could also be about separating your personal life from work, because your personal issues are not work's concern. They will not serve you in your success. You might need to do some healing work. You might need to learn to let go in whichever way helps you the best. And celebrate your wins with this Three of Cups here. How I was saying that Grace Kelly here has the vibe of spoiling yourself. Don't downplay your wins, your efforts, your successes, your growth, your skills. And same thing for others. Shine a light on others' successes and their contributions to your business or career in fashion, since this is a general fashion industry reading. I also keep hearing loosen up with how we have this Knight of Pentacles reversed. Like, don't hold on so tightly to your finances. Don't be afraid to spend, to invest in yourself and your future. Because as you glow, then you attract more opportunities when others are vibing with that. And since this is the fashion industry, of course, appearances, magnetism is a huge contributor of success. This doesn't mean to be mindlessly spending, be not smart about it, or ignoring the fact that if you don't have any funds available. But it is about learning money mindset, positive money mindset, using perhaps positive affirmations, and not feeling guilt whenever you do celebrate or splurge on yourself or dress up or do whatever you want that is fancy. Don't let anyone put you down for it. What you like is your truth. I'm sensing that this is the advice here because you're actually going to achieve quite a lot of success. That will, of course, come with its challenges. So they're preparing you for that. And with how this says stay true to your vision, along with these cards, I sense that if anyone ever tries to come into your business and change things up, kick them to the curb, boot them out. So now let's look into what skills are benefiting you and which ones you might need to improve on. All right, once again, you got quite a lot of cards. For your skills, we have Five of Stones reversed, which is the Five of Pentacles, and Three of Scrolls also reversed, which is the Three of Swords. That is awesome. See, I see here with the Three of Swords that you don't hold on to grudges or pain, or you are releasing this. You could be releasing the worries, the stresses, the shame over any mistakes you might have done in your career. Since this is a spiritual crystal, I sense you could be someone spiritual that has done shadow work. You might also be someone that doesn't let anyone feel left out in the cold. Like if you're a leader or team player, you'll let others feel seen and heard. You listen to input, you collaborate effectively. You might also receive input from your clients and you take that seriously. There's an energy here of rewriting your plans, rewriting your future, perhaps even opening up to working with others, not just doing things alone. And with these two cards being so painful, you might even contribute your business towards helping others in some way. like helping to boost their confidence, coaching or mentoring them, or partnering up with nonprofits. And as for the skills you need to improve, here we have these 4 cards, the Judgment Phoenix card reversed, the 2 of Scrolls, which is 2 of Swords, 2 of Swords, the Healer Page of Mirrors, which is Page of Cups, and the 10 of Spirals, which is 10 of Wands reversed. So I see here that you might struggle with overworking because of the 10 of Wands. It's kind of a trippy energy here where maybe sometimes you overwork and then other times you are so tired you procrastinate on certain things, and then you get back into work and then you get back into procrastinating rather than staying consistent. So you need to remember that there will be plenty of time for your passion. You don't need to do everything all at once. Schedule it out steadily. And with all of these together, don't take on work that is not aligned with your goals. Be assertive. Be okay with saying no, that's not going to work for you, or it's not in your capability. You're not the best prospect. You might actually need to spend some time scripting what you want for your future, getting clear on what it is that you want to manifest, the type of work you want to do. Don't be afraid to ask for this from the universe, because of how we have this phoenix that wants to fly, but it's reversed. And here we have this unicorn Pegasus ready to roll, excited. And here we have this girl that is struggling with a little beehive making something. She doesn't actually seem very happy. And the bees, which represent work, could be stinging her. And the Judgment card being here could be the skill of listening to your intuition, then taking action on those choices. Are there certain things you ignore in your life, or certain truths of what is working and what's not working that you could be denying? And what paperwork do you need to double check? What education do you still need? Or where do you need to let go for others to take over? So now to complete your reading, let's get you some spirit messages. This is funny because while I was shuffling, I got this card first and this one was showing up, but I put it back and then it came out again. So it really seems to be important here. So you got the Oracle card number 6 that says not for you, and it is reversed, along with the TikTok card number 3 and the Truth Be Told card reversed, card number 14. So I see here that for some of you, with how this TikTok card sounds like the actual TikTok app, if you were considering using a new platform, social media platform, that could actually be very beneficial for you. And with how this is the card number 30 that adds up to a 3, 3s are the number of community, then perhaps you can also not just do this alone. Is there a way you can actually do this with the help of others? Since I know doing social media alone can get pretty overwhelming. For example, having your clients create the content for you, or finding interns. And the more obvious message of this being a clock could be about managing your time better, figuring out a system that works for you, where you can automate work. Then this not for you card, it does tend to bring a light on something that is not actually for you, like a new plan, a new direction, something where you might need to learn quite a lot because of how we have chess pieces here reflecting or representing strategies. So now that it's reversed, I take it as something that you do actually need to take a look at once again. Like if you've been considering this, but then you decided maybe it wasn't for you, that's where your guides want you to take a look at it again. I feel like the reason it's reversed is because you that are watching this video have different stories. So you will know what is the best choice for you once you get clear on this. Because for some of you, taking on something completely new could actually become a block in your success. if you feel that it's really close. While for others of you, depending on what it is, how aligned it is with your path, if it contributes to your business, then it can actually level you up. And a final message I also got from this card is actually that for those of you that have put something away, like from your past, you had an idea, maybe it didn't work out, or you just gave up on it, you might actually be able to come back to it soon, to try again, because you'll have the resources to make it possible this time. And then with this truth be told card being reversed, it feels like there are some things you need to keep to yourself rather than to telling everyone, because you don't want others to cause you doubt with their own worries or envy. And you are being encouraged to be your true self. Once again, here with this Phoenix and what these two are saying here. Stay true to yourself. Why not? Not what if. Let go of any worries that what you want to create or express is too weird or too out there or too anything. The world needs that from you. The more honest you can be with yourself and with others, the more fans, the more love you will gain. So, what stood out to you in the reading and what did you resonate with? Let's talk about it in the comments. If this is your first time on my channel, I hope you click like, subscribe, and share the video with someone you would like to wow too. For more Peacock card readings or videos that can spark your creativity and courage in pursuing your dreams, I've created specific playlists in my channel and linked videos I recommend in the description. You might also want to turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss my videos, since YouTube no longer shows you all your subscriptions. Thanks for watching and see you next time!